So, do you think you have all the time in the world to do the things that you need to do here on earth? Do you think time will not expire? Do you think you can live forever here on earth? Of course, you don't think that way. You don't think you have all the time to live here on earth. You don't think that you can do all that you want to do in this amount of time that you have. But there's one thing that you need to understand, and that is you have limited time. You do have limited time, and that time is not forever. That time, you don't have that time forever. This body that's given to you is not your body. It was given to you. Because man is a spirit that has a soul and lives in a body. So you are not this body, you are a soul. And you rented this body, okay? This body is allowing you to live here on earth. It's like when a man wants to go into space, he needs to put on a space suit. If not, he's going to die. So this is your earth suit. This is the suit that you are given so you can survive here on earth. Because you are a spirit being, okay? You are a spirit. You have a soul and live in the body. You have a spirit. You don't have a spirit. You are a spirit, okay? That has a soul and lives in the body. So today I'll be talking about that you need to have, you need to do the things that you need to do right now that you have the time. And the Bible said that you need to do the work now that you're young, because the time when the night comes, you can't do what you have to do. So because now it is day for you to do the things that you need to do. And when the night comes, you'll not be able to do all of that. Okay, because we live in a realm of time. God does not exist in time, but we do exist in time. Though God does not exist in time. But we do exist in time. But because we are here on earth, so you have a limited time to achieve certain things, certain results that you need to achieve, that you need to get done. But there's certain questions you need to ask yourself. Are you actually doing the things that you need to do? Are you getting the things? Are you making that desire? Are you taking the goals? Are you taking those steps to achieving the things that you want to achieve, not just for yourself, but what God has called you to do? You know, we live our lives and we think that we own our lives, but we don't. So there's a purpose why you're on earth. There's a purpose why you are here. And the question you need to ask yourself is, what is your purpose here on earth? What am I here to do? What are you put here on earth to do? So, you know, if you don't know why you are here, then you're going to live a life that is not of purpose, that is not full of purpose at all. You're going to live your life and you'll be asking questions like, what should I do today, and what should I do tomorrow, and what should I do the next day? Because what? You don't have a purpose, but you have a purpose. You actually have a direction. You know where to go. You know what to do at every point in time. You know? Steve Harris used to say this in a lot, to say, which actually quote from the scriptures. He said, "Teach me to number my days. Teach me to number my days." You know what, David? Teach me to number my days. You need to learn how to number your days as well, because you don't have forever here on earth. We're going to leave here someday. The reason you're still on earth is to turn many to Christ. Okay? 2 reasons: to turn many to Christ and to determine your position in the life after. There is a heaven and there is a hell. And like I told someone a couple of days ago, I said hell has a destination as well. Okay? Hell has a destination, and that is a lake of fire. So someone posted something on Facebook, and he said that if you are a Christian and you are in the business world, don't let people know that you're a Christian. Maybe that's the way he put it. Don't go there. You're in your business and you're doing business. You shouldn't go there and make people know that you're a Christian. But that's so wrong for a Christian to even say. That's so wrong. So, sorry. Okay, my name is Maximus Christopher, and today is I'm talking about the Prolific Q, and this is the Prolific Podcast, episode 2. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you're listening to the podcast, I want you, please write a review, and share with your friends. Okay, so today I'll be talking about that you don't have a lot of time here on earth, but you need to work on your purpose and do the things that you need to do here on earth. So what is it that you need to do here? What is it that you need to do here on earth? You may be asking, what am I put here to do? You are not this body. Like I said previously, you are not this body. Okay? You're given this body is for rent. It's for rent. So you're given this body and you have a certain amount of time to actually achieve the things that you want to achieve. Now, of course, when I'm talking about you have this body to achieve certain things that you need to achieve, I'm talking about that you're going to die. And not everybody's going to die. Jesus says it's not all that should sleep, meaning it's not everybody that will die. So the Bible says it is appointed for man wants to live, and after that, what? Judgment. Is an appointment, and you can choose to keep that appointment. So what are you choosing to live and live so that you do the things that you need to do so that you keep your body in shape? The Bible says what? Exercise is profitable. Your physical exercise is profitable. It's profitable. But spiritual exercise is more profitable. But the thing is, doing your physical exercise, it is profitable. So what do? You do it because why? You need to keep your body fit. You need to have this body so you can do the things you want to do here on earth. Okay? So what are the things that God has asked you and God has called you to do? What are the things that He's put a lot in your heart? You know, like Pastor Chris one day, he described what success is. He said success is impacting the world with the investment of your personality. And that is so true. Success is impacting the world with the investment of your personality. So what is it that God has placed in you? What is the investment that you have right now that the world needs? So if you are in the business world, go talk about Jesus. See, you are put here on earth because He has given you the ministry of reconciliation. So even when I get to talk about business, even though I do business, I still talk about Jesus. There's something you need to understand. If you are in the online space like I am, and you're putting content and probably you have a personal brand, there's something you need to understand. There's something called the hidden identity. Okay, what the hidden identity is there's certain things you talk about that people that resonate with what you're talking about, they have the identities. Like, okay, for instance, I'm a father. So when I come on a podcast and I talk about fathers and I talk about how you need to train up your children, your kids to become, your children to become entrepreneurs, they resonate with me, even though I'm not talking about children entrepreneur. Maybe I just chip in that stuff and I talk about how I'm training my kids to have the entrepreneurial mindset. What happens there? The hidden identity. Someone immediately identifies, oh, he's a father, he's a dad, as a husband. What happens? It sticks there, it stays there, and they identify with that. So when I get to talk about certain things, they identify with me and they say, who is my guy? Because what? He understands where I am, he understands what I'm going to, he understands what I'm talking about, he understands where I am right now in life, and I can listen to him because what? He is there, he's a father as well, and he has kids as well. So he understands how to juggle family and business. I should listen to him. It's a hidden identity. So when you come and talk about that you're a Christian, guess what? It's a hidden identity as well. Someone is going to identify and say, oh, he's a Christian. And especially when you not have integrity. Now, let me tell you a story. I didn't used to have integrity. I started a business a couple of years ago. I was into photography. I was good. I mean, boy, am I a good photographer? Yes. But what happened was I didn't know how to understand. I didn't know how to run a business. So I didn't know how to run a photographer business. I was good at taking pictures, but I just didn't like the idea of sitting on the computer to edit the pictures. So so it got me procrastinating that I had to delay jobs, and before you know it, news started spreading around that hey, this guy is good, but he delays his jobs. So what happened there? Integrity. And before you know it, I started losing jobs, I started losing stuff, and I was like, oh, I need to learn. Why? Because I learned from someone that they understand the business side of photography as well. Now, I didn't leave photography to talk about this because photography wasn't doing what. No. This has always been in my heart to do. So photography was a starting point for me doing this. Even as a photographer, I started a podcast. I mean, that should be like 8 years ago. I started a podcast, the Smart Photography Business Podcast. But I found out that I wasn't having much of photographers. I wasn't having online entrepreneurs, because I found that photographers were behind when it comes to online business. We were actually behind. So when I go online, I wasn't listening to photographers when it concerning business, because it was affecting my business, and photographers couldn't teach me how to run business that way as well. So I went online and I started learning from online entrepreneurs. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to understand sales, marketing. So this is what I want to do. This is what I want to start teaching others as well. So on my podcast, the Smart Photography Business Podcast, I got people from Australia, Canada, Nigeria on the podcast. But most of the time, I wasn't talking about photography. I was talking about personal development. I was talking about running businesses, but not necessarily photography. I mean, how many photographers was it that I got on the podcast? I think it was just one photographer, Mr. Shinwa Kisomi. Wasn't a photographer that I got on the podcast. Okay, and one is where, yes, from Canada. But others, Steve Harris is not a photographer. So I got others on the podcast that were not photographers, because what? What I wanted to talk about was so dear in my heart, was talk about marketing and sales and personal development. And today, this is what I'm doing today. So what are you put here on earth to do? Discover your purpose. Like someone said, I can't remember who quoted that quote. Actually, it said, when you discover your purpose, that's when you start living. And that is so true. When you discover your purpose on earth, that is when you start living. So what is your purpose here on earth? What has God put in your heart that He wants you to show to the world? Because what? Success is an investment. Success is impacting the world with the investment of your personality. Like I said in yesterday's podcast, work on being, not on having. It's what you become, you have. So who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? Work on being, not on having. Work on being, not on having. So work on being the best version of you. Work on being who God has called you to do. Work on being the person that can drive the purpose that God has placed in his heart. Work on being that. Work on being the best that you can be. Work on being the best, because while we need you, I need you. I need you. So I want you to drop me a comment and tell me what your purpose is. As you're watching this right now, if you're watching on YouTube, this podcast on YouTube, drop a comment and tell me what your purpose here is on earth. And if you're listening to this podcast, you can send me a DM on Instagram at Maximus Christopher. Send me a DM. Tell me what your purpose here is on earth. I would like to know, have a discussion with you and see how we can drive forward and make this world better. Because the world needs more of you. We need more of you, especially if you're a Christian. We need you right now. We need you right now. We need more people that will come out and say the truth. We need the truth. We need people to stop listening to the media and start listening to us, because we have the truth. We are truth bearers. We are light bearers. So we need to shine the light for all to see. So don't be the light that is put under the table. No, you don't do that. You're going to burn the house, okay? So I want you to be on the table and shine your light so bright for all man to see. All right? So send me a DM on Instagram at Maximus Christopher. If you're listening to this on YouTube right now, I want you to drop me a comment and tell me what your purpose here is on earth. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. You are so prolific. Work on you. You are the best of you. And I love you so much. And God bless you. Have a wonderful day.